About my risk assignment project and the preparation for that. And it's a risk I'm going to be taking. It's risky to me because I am pretty scared to get up there on that stage and be like sharing poetry is a pretty personal experience, right? Because when you write it, and it's basically like a journal entry. You're like, oh, today this thing happened to me. I cried. But up there, and you're saying it like, oh, hi, I did this thing. Woo, right? You have to have all the expression, so you have to trust that you'll remember, this is the emotion I was going to share within the message of this poem. And I don't know, can I trust myself to do that? It's part of the risk. And another thing is, can I trust that these words are, the best thing I could have possibly put on that page? The most amazing thing these people could possibly hear today, right? It's a competition. It has to be your best. So it's pretty risky to, just share that, writing and hope, the content and quality of it is good enough, and let alone, the presentation, because I can't just be up there and be like, hello, this is poem number 1, and it's so good. It's about that facial expression, and it's about, your body language, and it's about the way you express it. So to prepare for this, I'm going to be mentored by Everett Montanola. The first poem I will perform is the rap poem that Mr. Beaton, my favorite teacher, give me an A, has assigned to us in grade 9, so I'll be performing that. Now, to be honest, that poem doesn't even have a title. It was just the angry face emoji, because that's how angry I was about writing it. I was like, I'm not even going to title this. It does not deserve a title. And it's, I like to think that it is a pretty good poem, and maybe I will even improve upon it. I don't know. The competition's in a week. But am I that good at time management? Right, so, oh no. Yeah, but I will be prepared, hopefully. Maybe I'll find some kind of different, attitude to poetry slams. Maybe I'll be like, oh, that wasn't even that big of a deal. I think it'll be cool because I'm going to finally be on the Hullabaloo team, and, I have been in the poetry club since 8th grade, and I've never performed at Hullabaloo, which is kind of the main thing our club is centered around, oh my god, Hullabaloo, the poetry slam competition is going to be so much fun, and we're all going to perform, but I never did. I was too scared. I was like, I'm only in grade 8, I can't perform, and all with good reason. I had no good poems. They were all about certain TV shows that must not be named. And in grade 9, I was like, oh, I'm going to be on the Hullabaloo team this time. Then I wasn't. I was like, no. I'm going to be in a play, so I don't have time to deal with this. Which was cool. That was a learning experience. And ways I'm going to try to make it less scary is I'm going to have my best friend in the audience, and I'm either going to look at it them the entire time and be like, poem. Preparing for my risk project. So, what I did was I went and got Everett Montanola, the leader of the Slam Poetry Club, to mentor me in order to prepare performing at a poetry slam. So, what we did is we scheduled a meeting time, block 7, and I got my parents and Everett to sign a thing that said I was allowed to go and be mentored by them instead of going to PE. And we went into the English office, and we sat there in silence for an hour and 30 minutes. No, I'm kidding. We sat and, well, didn't sit the entire time. And I showed Everett my poetry, and they told me, this is too short. And I was like, you're probably right. So we found ways to expand on the poem I wanted to compete with, so that I can get my spot on the poetry team. And like, I took that advice home and I really expanded on it. But before even that, I also performed it to Everett because it wasn't required to memorize the entire poem, so I was allowed to have my phone in my hand and be like, this is angsty. It really gave me a lot of helpful advice. And I hope that when I'm at the poetry slam, I can take it with me and maybe win.
The mic is too low.
Yeah.
You are a golden sunset sky, streaked with pretty pink and glowing orange. The clouds reflect your shining light, and sometimes I want to take my biggest brush and paint it black. Bring the night all across you, let it bleed in blue. Coat your skeleton in emptiness, something that tastes of darkness and mimics the abysmal black holes, but without all of the wonder. Yet still the stars dot the dark canvas, glittering lights from so far away I can never escape it. You mirror the galaxy into your irises, and the goddamn reflective glass never breaks. If you are a forest, then I would rather burn down your great pines than lay beneath them to hear the heartbeat of the earth beneath the cool floor, covered in moss and leaves and everything green. I wondered what I'd hear if I lay on your chest, that I could hear your heart, but here's the thing, you don't have one. If you are a force, then I will gladly play with matches, and I will watch every soft petal that ever reminded me of you turn to ash. You were new words carved into my journal. I can feel your pulse in the pages, and sometimes I'd rather watch it bleed red than write it in blue. I crumple up everything written and throw it in the trash where it belongs. Nothing about you is deserving to be immortalized within the confines of something as beautiful as poetry, yet here we are. I thought we would sweep stardust over cities, let them absorb something of the sun, but your flame was fueled without care. Toxic burns covered my insides. All I had seen was the facade, the false front of home you never were. And after all of the pain, you came back to apologize, to light yourself a little candle of hope, and crave for it to outshine all of the stars I already have in my life. You set this candle upon the sand, but you didn't know I was the ocean, and my waves crash against the shore, but I'll never let you be a lighthouse. I want to watch your light drown. I am the sea, and there is no mercy.
Just like came back from the slam, and it was so cool, and I achieved what I wanted to. I got a spot on the official Hullabaloo Mosscrop Slam Poetry team, so I'm gonna be competing at the official competition for youth BC-wide. That's gonna be awesome. So I'm glad I did that, and I'm really glad I took this risk. Honestly, I was so scared. Before performing, I would go to the bathroom, look at myself, and then punch my arm to remind myself that I'm a real person. That's how nervous I was, but it wasn't even that big of a deal. You get on the stage and your voice is shaking, you can hear that to yourself, but then everyone's like, no, I can't hear that, and I'm just good, because you wouldn't have wanted to. And yeah, I read off my phone because I don't know, everyone did, to be honest. Memorization is more important for the official competitions, but now I have a spot, and during my first poem, that was the poem points were important for getting onto the team, and there was swearing. I had one bad word, and Miss Lee was one of the judges. She was sitting at the back of the class, the principal of the school is gonna hear me swear really loudly, angrily in a poem. But then she put up her score and gave 9.8 out of 10, and I was like, that's awesome, thanks. So she got it, so I was really happy about that. And it was just such a good experience, honestly. It's scarier than
like being in that play, like with English 9 honors, like that was a really fun experience. But like we had to do it for English class. And you're there with all your friends and you're reading like Shakespeare works. Like here, I had to get up on the stage alone with my work. And like it's pretty scary, but I don't know, there weren't that many people. But
will I be slamming poetry in the future? I mean, yeah. And I mean, at an even higher competition level, because I'll be a hullabaloo and I have to be like, profesh. So, what have I learned from this experience? 1, be prepared. 2, express yourself. 3, do not be afraid of what others will say. And honestly, like, I'm proud of myself for getting up there. And I should have done it a long time ago. But you know, just gotta live with no regrets.